Billy, here's what we got coming in for you. Number one coming in, we thought you might be slightly too wide. We talked about that. You said you didn't feel a lot of pressure in the hip flexors though, so we're not really gonna worry about that. The only time I'd worry is if you're getting so wide that you're getting tense here, or else we're seeing that you can't really channel your leg drive back into the hips and towards your target. And neither one of those things I think are an issue right now, but here's what we did have coming into camp. Number one, you're a little bit pigeon-toed, okay? That's going to drive your knees inward and give you less operating room. So what I'd like you to do is kind of rotate the heels inward a little bit, okay? You can have the toes pointed straight ahead or slightly outward. When you sit down into your stance, go ahead and just push the knees out over the toes. That'll give you a nice room between the legs and you should be okay. All right, real stable base. The other thing coming into camp that we saw, a little overextended downfield. That tends to pull too much weight forward in your stance. And the way we can tell is you're up on your toes, your heels are off the ground, your knees are way out ahead of your toes. All of those things mean that with that weight forward bias, you're going to have a hard time accelerating the ball effectively back in the other direction. The other thing it does is it takes your leg drive, which would normally be back up into the hips, so we can capture that motion energy, and it makes it a little too vertical. When that leg drive's vertical, number one, we're not capturing it. Number two, it's going to T-bone the upper body motion that's going towards your target, and it's going to weaken that as well, okay? So we need to get it back into the hip so it can converge with the energy traveling down the spine towards the target in an arrow point, capture all motion energy and channel it in the right direction. Does that all make sense to you? Okay. The other thing we had is you were slightly hunched, kind of hunkered down. We want to have that spine aligned because the straighter the spine is, the better we can distribute weight around that center of gravity, the better balance we have, which means the greater leverage we have, the more powerful we can be. All right? So what we really essentially needed to do, get you off of being pigeon-toed, number one. Number two, you're a little hunched. You need to straighten out that back. And then we needed to take that weight, shift it back into your hips until we got what I call a balanced neutral position. Knees directly over the toes, weight on the balls of the feet, heels in contact with the ground. Any questions on that? Hop in here. We're going to three-step you. We got the wrong side of the camera for this. I'll try to do it right-handed and see how I can do. Okay? Go ahead. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is pull you forward. You ready? Yep. Pull you forward. That gets knee bend to 90 or less, straightens the back, fully extends the arms. Then I'm going to raise you up, maximizing operating room under your torso. Then I'm going to push you back into the hips till the heels touch the ground, knees are over the toes, and you're solid on your feet. That's hard for me to do right-handed. You okay? Yeah. All right. Give it a good hard throw. Not bad. Now, a proper setup, we've already talked about, is 85% of the game. Solid on the feet, balanced and leveraged to be explosive and accelerate towards your target. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to come around here and block the shot, but you know what we're doing, okay? Yeah. Pull you forward, raise you up, push you back in. Now, it's not down to the ground, okay? It's back towards your target. There, you balanced, you're solid. Now you can bring that ball a little bit. Now lift it off the ground. Let's make sure you bounce. Lift the ball off the ground. You solid on your feet? Yep. Okay, set it down, throw it hard. How's that feel? Okay. All right. Well, you got the ball going off to the side real consistently. That's telling me that your left arm is dominating. Let's do one real simple trick to fix that. Go ahead and set up. Now you're normally a blind snapper, right? Yes. Okay.
How much longer you guys have?
We're going to get off the field about 11:30, and then we'll be back out about 1.
You won't be able to come back out here this afternoon. I got the pest control guy.
Really?
And he's putting down top choice.
We paid a lot of rent to be here. Can we go on that
field?
field?
You can go on the practice field.
Okay, as long as we can have a field. I don't care. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't.
No, it's fine.
Apparently nobody checks schedules. And
I know. I don't blame you.
If he doesn't come, then I don't.
All right. Yeah, we'll just plan to be out there after lunch. Nobody else is out there that you know of,
No.
are they? Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We'll clear the field. And we kept it off the center for you, too.
Yeah,
okay.
You guys are just going in and out of the weight room?
Yeah, we'll be in the film room for lunch and then right back out, and I'll lock it up.
Okay.
Dale's coming back this afternoon from his 7-on-7s,
okay,
too.
just let him know that they put Chipco on the field today.
So we'll stay off it tomorrow, too. We'll just do that. Okay. No, I don't either. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate you working with us. All right, Billy, you ready? Last one here, okay? So we got the toes right. Stance width feel okay? Go ahead and get set up. And without three-stepping you, I'm just showing you what we did. You were a little bit hunched up, so we straightened out the back, okay? You had too much weight forward in your stance, so we raised the front a little bit, pushed you back to get you balanced, made you a little bigger and more aggressive in the stance. Does that feel comfortable? Yep. Now, put this toe out a little bit because you're kind of sitting on the outside of your feet. Let's get you solid on the balls of your feet. Try a throw from there. Let's see what happens. How'd that feel? Okay, that's really good. You got any questions on that? No. Okay, probably too wide on the toes, but we'll find that happy medium before camp's over, okay? Go ahead. Raising up, not too far forward, comfortable?
On the bottom of it,
just a touch, give it a good hard throw.
My goal is my second.
Did you hitch a little there? Yeah, a little bit. Now, why'd you hitch? Were you underextended? No, because I... Okay, I apologize. Okay. Good smooth hard throw.